Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. So, just give me a minute to finish setting things up on my end. It says live, so I guess we're good to go. Let's ask the usual question. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Sorry, I'll never do that again, I swear. Oh, we have one person watching, so we're good to go. So today, guys, we are going to give the Mearcian Flame Cape, or the code for the Mearcian Flame Cape. Basically, what you get is a cache that gives you a choice between 8 different capes. And also, there's going to be 5 Proto Bank Bots and 5 R&D scanners. For the cape, there's 8 capes. So there's a black, cool, gold, green, purple, red, tech, or white. And I just realized I should probably equip the cape. So let's equip... Let's equip the cool Mearcian cape. We had the gold one last time, so let's go for the cool one. Or is it called cool? I could have sworn it said cool. Let's go take a look again. And I guess for those who are early, let's put in the code. We'll have a couple of codes to get the party started, so that I can select the cape. I'm starting to wonder if we seem to be live. Live 2 minute 45. Okay. Do you hear me, Desatron? No, okay, so we're good to go. Good, good, good. Thank you, GamerX. So I'm not sure why I don't see the cool. Oh, there it is. So this here is the cool Mearcian cape. The previous videos I was using the gold one. So again, you can choose between 8 different capes. So that's pretty much what we're going to do today. We are going to give out the codes, and also a big thank you to our friend Doobs. The reason why I can give codes tonight is that I asked Doobs if he has some more codes. He said yes, and here we are. This will probably be the last batch of codes, at least for these codes. So hopefully we'll get some other codes in the future. And a question that a lot of you guys keep on asking, and I don't blame you. When we'll get the Valentine seasonal? Sadly, I have no idea. There's no words just yet about that. So if you guys have any questions, the time is now. Desatron is asking, what are your favorite weapon and power? My favorite weapon is the hand blaster. And when I started using the hand blaster, I was also playing PvP at the time. And sadly, one of the strategy that about 90% of the player base would use would be to spam block. They would block, block, and block some more. And at the time when you would use, I think it's called solar burst, flame burst. So I think it's solar burst. Anyway, when you would use this ability, it would block break as long as you would use the ability. So I would pretty much just spam this because people kept on spamming block, block, and block. So it made PvP with some people a little bit easier. Sadly, at some point they did change it. Now it's only at the start when you start using the ability that you block break, and then afterwards it no longer block breaks. So you need better timing. GamerX says it's going to be after this event, I believe. No, I don't think so because this event will last for about a month. So if we get it after, we'll get the Valentine season in March. I kind of doubt it. This Atron, I haven't done much PvP in my DC lifetime. It's all right. It was cool at the time, but there were some not so cool parts. One of the issue that's always been is that the devs always had a hard time balancing the powers. So you always had a power or a weapon or something that was more powerful than anything else, and people would gravitate towards that. So at some point, people would gravitate to the one-handed weapon. At some point, was very popular, and at this time, it still is. So a lot of PvP players would use a one-handed weapon. The rage power at some point was very powerful. So at some point, you couldn't face someone that wasn't rage power. Like whenever I would curve, I would be matched against the people who had the rage power. And Yerd is asking, where do you put these codes? If you go to the marketplace, if you go to redeem claim, you will see enter code right here. So you put in the code there, and then you can claim your item. Yeah, one hand and rage was tough, especially also at the time I was playing as a controller, and at the time we still have the rock paper scissors thingy. So controller versus tank, controller had a huge disadvantage, and then the game kept on matching me against rage tank, so it was a bit of a nightmare for a while. Also, when we got the first season of PvP, they decided to have the bright idea that if you did not win you had to win your matches in order to be able to get your reward. So if you did not win, no reward. And early on, the first day it was easy enough. Everyone had the cash gear. But then the second day, well, already the evening, I tried to convince some of my friends to come back, come play PvP. Like my friends didn't like PvP, but I was able to convince them that everyone has the same gear. It's going to be more fair for everyone. Come back and play PvP. And then the game kept on matching us versus people who had full vengeance gear after only one day. And basically, what people would do is that they would trade wins, and it took them roughly 3 hours to get the top gear in the game. So sadly, the game kept on matching us against people in full vengeance gear. So my friends, I decided not to play anymore. And I came close to it was whew, playing PvP to try to get the PvP set of gear was torture at the time because the game kept on matching me against the rage tanks. So already facing a tank as a controller was a disadvantage, and the rage tank was the most powerful class at the time. So it was a bit of a nightmare. It kind of burnt me out on PvP. By the time I got the full vengeance gear, I didn't really want to play PvP anymore. So afterwards, when we got more PvP seasons, I played a little bit, but not nowhere near as much as I should have. And that was pretty much PvP became a once in a while thing for me. I didn't want to grind it anymore afterwards. They changed it at some point so that you still got some marks even if you lost. But by then the harm was done. I was a bit burnt out on PvP. It was a bit worth it, I guess. Once I got my full vengeance set of gear, then sometimes people would jump me in the PvP open world. Like sometimes there would be four, five, six people jumping me, and thanks to my Uber gear, I would wipe the floor with them. There's one time where there was this group of players who basically as soon as I would defeat them, they would respawn, I don't know, not that far away, and then they would come back into battle. So they tried to wear me down like that. They would come back wave after wave after wave, even though I had defeated them. But in the end, they were not. They were no match for my Uber PvP gear. Joaquin, I need a bit wet paint material. Soon, if all goes well, we'll get it soon. But sadly, at this point, we don't know when the Valentine season will be, and the devs are not talking. So sadly, we're gonna have to wait. There's no other choice. There's nothing else we can do really. I'm hoping against hope that we'll get news soon. And I'm hoping we'll get some nice rewards. But that is always a mixed bag. Sometimes we get some great rewards, sometimes not so great. And normally for the Valentine seasonal, at some point we would get some cool Pink Lantern styles. So I don't know if we're going to get some Pink Lantern stuff this year as well. Yes, Steven Cabrera. These work on Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. These work in US. These work on the EU servers, everywhere. If somehow they don't work, sadly, it just means that someone who was quicker on the draw than you were was able to grab the code. Sadly, there's usually a lot of you guys out there to want to get those codes, and these codes are single use. So as soon as someone else uses the code, sadly, the code is no longer good, no longer valid. So you have to be the first one to grab the code and put it into the redeem claim tab, and then you will be able to get a nice back piece. I was a bit surprised. I expected them to give us again a style that we already had before, but they came through with this one, I guess. One thing that would be nice, I'm not sure that would drive people crazy, is if they gave a Superman emblem for Superman Day. Holy crap! Would that drive up the population? When we did get to the Superman emblem 2 years ago at this point, a lot of people came back just for that one emblem. And a bunch also got. We saw also some people get the 1 million Superman emblem, the Superman Prime emblem, and more. So imagine for Superman Day, we would have a code for a new Superman emblem. That would be pretty awesome. Sadly, I'm not crazy. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be sweet. I should probably make a video about the Superman lawsuit. Maybe tomorrow. Or maybe this weekend. We'll see. So I don't know if you guys saw, I started playing the event, the recruitment event. I created my flash character earlier today. We played with that this afternoon. I'll probably play some more tomorrow. Saturday I probably won't be able to play, but tomorrow, then maybe Sunday, I will see. It shouldn't take much more than 12 hours to play the whole thing until up to level 30. I will see. Desatron, the only thing that will bring a good portion of the fan base back is a new weapon or power. I'm pretty sure a new Superman emblem would do the trick. People have been asking. It's pretty much the most requested item in the game. So when they bring it back, it brings back a lot of people. And even better if they give us a time capsule, maybe with a Superman slimline or something. From what I understand, you don't need to put in the dashes. You don't even need to put the space. I don't know why he was trying to invite me to a group. Too bad, so sad. We're giving codes tonight. Gamer XND, I think they should give us a DLC about the Black Lanterns and White Lanterns. Absolutely. It's been way too long since we got a good Green Lantern DLC, so we're pretty much overdue. Sadly, bad news, bad news. That doesn't seem to be their plan. Their plan for the next 3 DLCs is to give us DLCs about the new Lantern, the new Blue Lantern character, and her sister, the I guess you could say the new Indigo Lantern character. There's a Tron. I would love another support power being. Yeah, everyone has been asking for that. Basically, we got the when we got the Green Lantern power, people hoped that we would get a Lantern power that would be a tank power and a power that would be a healer power. The reason for that pretty simple. There are some leagues that are Green Lantern League or that are Lantern Leagues only. So that way the Lantern Leagues could have healers and tank as opposed to only having controllers. Sadly, that did not happen just yet. We did get the Red Lantern power as a tank, but for the healer power, they still have to cheat and use maybe someone who uses water power. But yeah, a Blue Lantern power has been highly requested for a long, long time, but it didn't happen just yet. And from what we understand, it probably won't happen. But we can always hope, I guess. Gamer XND, we might get a Blue Lantern ally, but I don't think no power. Maybe. Hopefully we'll get Saint Walker as an ally. Well, we don't know. Wu-Tang, what's the code that's being spammed? Good question. It's going to give you, it's a code to be able to get a Mearcian Flame Cape. You can choose, you get a box where you can choose one of 8 different capes. And you get also 5 Proton Bank bots and 5 R&D scanners. So that is but the code is single use. So as soon as someone uses the code no longer works. So you have to be sure to be quick on the draw and to be the first one who grabs the code. If you do manage to get the code, I'd ask leave some codes for people who are not able to get the code just yet. But you decide. Dr. Snake's electric is the best White Lantern power. Yeah, I suppose if you have no choice, you have to make do with what you have. I often mention it in DC Universe Online. You have to do the best you can with what you have. Usually, I'll say that about the styles. When you try to create a specific character, you do the best you can with the styles you have. But the same is true with the powers. If you want to create a character with a specific power, well, you do the best you can with the powers we have available right now. So yeah, I could see electric being used for White Lanterns, sure. And the Celestial, the evil part of Celestial for Black Lantern, that's pretty much what I do. Augusti Ferreira, so I want to get to level 30 in the event, but I'm not sure Red Lantern or Celestial. What do you think? I'd go with Red Lantern. Desatron, yeah, water is the closest to a Blue Lantern at the moment, which is probably why they won't make it. Maybe. Ryusu, yes, you have to redeem the code in the marketplace. If you go to the marketplace, if you see up there, you'll see redeem claim. Enter a code. That is where you can put in the code. Sadly, those codes are single use. So the first person who manages to grab the code and copy it gets the reward. which is why I gave a whole bunch of codes, hoping that everyone, with a bit of chance, with a bit of luck, everyone should be able to grab a code, but you never know. Sometimes there's hundreds of you guys who try to get codes, and sadly, I don't have enough for everyone. What's the DPS meta in your opinion? Tank and is trolling even irrelevant? I wouldn't say trolling is irrelevant, but yeah, there are some groups where they're not going to want to troll, or you will have to adapt and use either a buff troll or a battle troll. Sadly, some groups don't really want to have a troll, so you're gonna have to adjust to what the group wants. Sadly, DCUO is a game where you play with other people. Yeah, in theory, you can do whatever you want. But if you want to be able to play with other people, sometimes you have to do what they want. If people don't want to have a power troll, well, you're gonna have to adapt and be able to switch to buff troll, or to be able to be a battle troll and do a bit of DPS. Or sometimes they'll quite simply ask you to switch to DPS. So it happens. Sadly, Buddha, it's first come, first serve. Whoever is the quickest managed to get the code. So hopefully you'll be able to get one, but you have to be quick. And there's a lot of you guys out there, so you have to compete against everyone. They're gonna get we he. I give them. Sorry, I don't quite understand. Whatever I give them makes sense. Well, yeah, you can give them whatever you want, but they can decide to kick you too. It happens. What's your meta healer power and tank? Thank you. I'm sure everyone would like to know. I don't really go for metas. I kind of like to use electric. I'm not sure I would say it's the meta, but I really like using it. For the tank, I'd say fire. The only reason I say fire is because of rage crash. Rage tank is pretty good, but I haven't mastered Rage Crash just yet, and I see a lot of people don't seem to have mastered Rage Crash. Very often I'll see a Rage Tank who dies for no reason, and usually it's because they crashed. So a lot of people don't seem to be able to get their heads around Rage Crash. As opposed to with Fire, it's simple enough. You pretty much heal yourself back to full health. And if you have a good healer on top of that, a Fire Tank should be invincible. Sorry, Steven, if people are too quick. You're welcome, Tabula Rasa. Actually, we have to thank Mr. Doobs on the DCUO Discord. He's the one who graciously gave us some more codes. He gave us a bunch of codes already that I gave away earlier this week. Or was it last week? But I told you guys I would ask him for more codes. I did, and he was gracious enough to give us more codes. So if you ever go to the DCUO Discord, say thank you to Mr. Doobs. He's the reason why we have these codes. Yeah, for Rage, you have to listen to the sound and all that stuff. But sadly, a lot of people don't seem to manage to do it. And I can't blame them. I'm struggling with that myself. So whenever I think I understand what Rage Crash is all about, I try it and then crash and I die without knowing what happened and realize that nope, I still don't understand. So it happens. It's like with the daily rewards. Whenever I think that I understand why, sometimes we get 2 rewards instead of 1. I tried to do it on purpose, doesn't work, and I realized that, oops, no, I still don't understand. It happens. Wu-Tang says, I appreciate you responding. Would love to see you around sometime. I'm a sorcery healer main. I'm around all the time. Or here we have Doomed. We have I can't even begin to pronounce Young J. One Young J. Pretty cool. Superboy. Sadly, he wasn't able to get the Superboy jacket. That must be that must be a tad frustrating. Which pants is he using? Oh, yeah, you're on TV. You're going to be world famous now. Prepare to sign the autographs and stuff like that. Also, some people, when people see you in the open world, they might send you messages. It happens sometimes. I forget, there's a guy who was in a video not too long ago, and then he would tell me that when people would see him in game, they'd say hi to him. So you are world famous now. Enjoy it. Desatron, I like Rage, but Crash is 70% of my health if I mess up. So yeah, the other tanks are better if you can't get that down. Young Jay, I'm literally one collection away from the Superboy jacket. Let me guess, you're missing the Super Bowl collection. It's gonna be tough at this point to get that collection. Although I wish you managed to get it, but at some point you may have to bite in the bullet, and maybe you'll have to purchase the jacket from our friend Booster Gold. Yeah, I know it's 5,000 quarks. Although if you wait for a sale, you might be able to get it for 4,000 quarks, so you might be able to save a whole 1,000 quarks. But I can understand if you're still hoping against hope to get the collection. And you might get lucky, I suppose. Can PlayStation trade with PC? Yes and no. There are certain items you can trade with PC, but usually if it's items that you had to pay money for, you cannot trade those with PC. Sometimes you'll notice there are certain items that says cannot be traded across platform. It's these items. The reason for that is quite simple. Whoever controls the PlayStation Marketplace and the PlayStation Marketplace and whoever controls the PC Marketplace, not the same companies, not the same entities. So they see that as a lost sale if you manage to trade stuff to other platforms. Like for example, if you were to buy a thousand uh, a thousand time capsule on PC and then give those to PlayStation, well, PlayStation would see that as a lost sale. They would figure that, whoops, we lost $1,000 because the players bought that on PC. Zatanna made a nice show for us. Let's show her again. Zargon, I want a Superboy jacket for my Rage Tune, but using Psycho Jester as a substitute. Yeah, sometimes you have no choice. You have to use the styles you have. Hello, Grant Marshall. Like, sadly, there are styles that are very challenging to get. So, for those styles, either you're going to have to roll your sleeves and either play the broker a lot or something like that. Or you find an alternative. Maccabi Vixen tells us that she made her Vixen after all. Oh, she's gone. I'm so sad now. I thought she might use her artifact for us, but nah, I guess she did not. Oh, and Zatanna, there's no more tricks for us. I'm so sad now. Grant Marshall, this is my first time watching you, so this is new for me. Well, welcome, Grant. In case you don't know, so basically I'm putting a whole bunch of codes in the chat. You can redeem those codes if you go to Marketplace, redeem claim, and enter a code, so you put in the code there. Sadly, these are single-use codes, and it's whoever can grab the code first who gets it. So sadly, you're gonna have to be quick on the draw because some of the people are very quick on the draw, or so it seems. Yeah, sorry, Angel Hunter, if the codes do not work for you, it's because someone was able to grab it before you did. Sadly, it's the less bad option to be able to give hundreds of codes at once. Grand Marshal, I've played DCUO before. That's fine. Basically, I have to explain it not just to you, but to pretty much anyone who maybe didn't know how the codes worked. Which, if you go back in the chat, some people asked about already. Prince, New York, anything happening on DC lately? Well, we do have the recruitment event that started today. So if you've been meaning to create a new character, now would be a good time to do that. There are a few rewards that you can get with the event. It has to be a character that was created today, though. Angel Hunter says, Old fingers, not what they used to be. I understand. Don't worry, I understand. Oh, Vixen came back. So let's take a look at our Vixen character. She got pretty darn close. I'm wondering if she uses the Vixen artifact. Here we have a Vengeance in the Night from the Wayne Family Syndicate. And of course, the evil Doctor Doom will be pretty much heavily featured in the upcoming Marvel movies. Zargon, they put a max on the character. I can't buy anymore. Yeah, the max is 36, 37 with the free one they gave us today. But obviously, if you are a premium player, I forget the maximum is probably 26, 27 with the new one. Grand Marshal, I always create my DC character and always finish that character at level 30. That's alright. Desatron, is there a boost for us? Nah, sorry about that. No boost. No boost for you. Oh, almost typed in the same code twice. Steven Cabrera, would Nature Power be a good choice to make a Doctor Doom? At the end of the day, you can pretty much use any powers you want. Personally, for Doom, I would probably use Sorcery, but that's just me. Technically, Doom pretty much mixes magic and technology. So he does have some magic abilities, and he does have his armor. So it's kind of like Doctor Strange mushed with Iron Man. But at the end of the day, with DCO, you can use any powers you want. So if you prefer to use nature power, that's fine. Sorry, cut her up. They should work. If they don't, it's because someone else grabbed it before you. There's like there's 43 of you guys right now competing for those codes. So whoever is the quickest. Well, if the three codes you tried were grabbed by someone else, let's try something. I'm going to put one of them codes, and we'll see. So let's go to the marketplace. Nah, I'm not going. I'm not going to use the code. Um, a little reverse. The codes are for the Mearcian Flame Cape. There's 8 different capes, so you can choose one of 8 capes. And you get also 5 Proto Bank Bots and 5 R&D Scanner. As Argon says, my main got a Punisher style. Oh, someone asked about where do you put the code. Oh, there we go. So Rehold, where do you go to put the code? You have to go here, and you have to put in the code there, enter a code, and that will give you your reward. So Zargon, my main got a Punisher style, but I'm fire and not munition. That's okay. Punisher could be using a flamethrower. Who knows? A little reverse. What are those codes? For a Mearcian Flame Cape, 5 Proton Bank Bots, and 5 R&D Scanners. Lizatron, yes, is magic user and mental matter. How close you want it to be Doctor Doom. Because you can go and blast nature and just use plant abilities. Sure, you could try to do that. Animation key, ain't no way people putting these codes in that fast. I'm on Switch and they say not working. Peace. GamerX says the codes work, you just need to be the first one to put it in. Guys, if the codes did work, like we've heard the people who say the codes don't work. For those of you who did use the codes and it worked, let us know in the comments. Grand Marshal, codes get me because I'm always slow. Yeah, sorry about that. And Gelanter, sadly, GamerX folks, just grabbing them all. Sadly, there's no control over that right now. But there's no reason for people to grab them all because the rewards are account bound. Like the cape is account bound, so you cannot sell it on the broker. So at best, you can give it to your alternate characters. And unless you have 53 characters, no one really needs 53 codes. Oh, it's guitar time. Time to adjust the settings. There we go. Hello, Psycho the Insane. And sadly, I did not invite Shadow tonight. It's not so much that I did not invite her, it's just that I know that she wants to make a live stream with the new event. So I did not want her to feel like she had to be here, as opposed to doing the live stream for the event. Also, she's going to be celebrating basically 1,000 subscribers. She's at 1,030 or something last I checked. So instead of trying to make her feel guilty not to be here, I decided to let her free so that she can have her live stream for 1,000 subscribers. Grand Marshal, I'm kind of new to the code giveaway. That's fine. Desert was the best healing power if you know. Personally, I like electric. I'm not sure if I would say it's the best because sadly with electric, electric is a bit power hungry. You have to be able to manage your power. So if you're not very good at managing your power for whatever reasons, You might want to go with sorcery or nature. Evil chat jumping on me. Steven Cabrera, I'll be honest, when I was making my character for the event, names are hard, man. Almost everything is taken. Oh, yeah, it's a tough one. It's tough. Getting a name would be easy enough. Like, they have this new name generator thingy that gives you a bunch of random letters. So if all you really want is to start playing, you can do that. But if you're looking for a name that sounds cool, yeah, it's a tough one. At this point, you pretty much have to combine sometimes two names together. Like Sauron at this point is probably taken. Saruman is probably taken. But if you name your character Sauron Saruman, that might actually work. Psycho the Insane, if they just allow the accented powers and special characters, they do allow them on the European servers. Sadly, on the US servers, they're not allowed for some reason. Obviously, we would see a lot more Batman characters if they did. Did I spam the same code? I'm not sure about that. It's not impossible because I am chatting with you guys. Oh yeah, I did. Sorry about that. See, I'm gonna chat less and put in the codes more. So I think let's see. Probably skipped here. I'm gonna backtrack a bit, so there might be a code or two that I'm going to repeat, just making sure that I don't forget any codes. I guess I did not control C well enough, so that when I did control V, I controlled V the previous code that was already there. Sorry about that. Psycho the Insane, in before someone creates invalid character as a character name. I wouldn't be surprised if that already exists. I guess that would be easy enough to verify. Psycho the Insane still loading. Is there some loading issues where you are? Demonetized. The codes are for the Mearcian Flame Cape. You should get a box that gives you a choice between 8 different capes. I should probably show it. I didn't show it in a bit. So if we look over here, so here you can see I'm using the cool Mearcian Flame Cape. So there's 8 different capes, and they don't always have the same shape. Sometimes it's 2 strips on each side of the character. So it's more than just the color that's different from the 8 different capes. And also there's 4 Proto Bank bots and 4 R&D scanners. Just let me check to make sure I don't copy the same code twice, which somebody thought it was suspect. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, it's a free giveaway. It doesn't cost anything to anyone. All you have to do is be able to grab the code before everyone else's, which is the challenging part, I guess. Psycho the Insane, it's a matter of the game needing to check all 75,000 files as opposed to my internet connection. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, if you needed to because there was an update today, so you probably had to download and install that update if you started the game. Do you think super speed is good for controller power? I would use the personally. I use flying for a healer and controller. The reason for that is quite simple: is that sometimes there's obstacle. Like let's say there's a table between me and Batman, and I try to give power to Batman. Sadly, the table will block that. You need very often there's certain abilities where you need a clear line of sight between you and your target. So on certain maps, you want to have a flying character that flies above the crowd, above any obstacles there might be, so that you can give power to everyone. The same for healing. So sadly, there are sometimes you will need to be able to be above everyone else. Sadly, there are some maps where you do get penalized if you fly, like some enemies will target you or stuff like that. But the super speed is a popular choice because you go faster than everyone else, pretty much, and especially inside. Although not inside, the acrobat is a bit faster because of the grappling hook. Assuming you're a master of the grappling hook. Oh, we have the human torch over here. Let's give a little bow to everyone in case they don't hear us. Demonetize. No, I am in the House of Legends. I'm with our friend Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. How do you redeem? And code for PS. The codes are for everyone: PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and I'm forgetting some, and Switch. You have to go to the marketplace. You have to go to the redeem claim, and from there you enter the code. Sadly, these codes are single-use codes. So as soon as someone enters the code doesn't work for anyone else. So you have to be quick on the draw, and you have to grab the code before everyone else, which is no small feat because right now there's 52 of you guys currently viewing the video. So you're pretty much competing against 52 other people to try to get the code. Zargon, that's fair, but I'm still born being super speed. That's fine. You can be super speed. It's a popular choice. But again, for controller and healer, personally, I prefer flying because of that. Because you need line of sight with your target, and it's a bit easier to get it in certain places when you're flying above everything else. Sorry, Psycho. Well, maybe other people can type 1,000 words a minute. The only other way that I could do this would be to pretty much get you guys to become members, and then I might be able to send you the codes one by one. Or I could get you to subscribe to X. Yeah, Gadget Troll is fine. Pretty much all the troll powers are fine. The one reason why I much prefer Quantum is because the quantum crowd control are freaking good. Even in DPS roles, your crowd control is still freaking good. Like there and oh, Johnny Storm is demonetized, demonetized. Sorry, and the crowd control for Quantum are pretty darn good. One thing I love about Quantum is Quantum tunneling. It's the only power that has an ability like that. Love it. But also, like for that, The Green Lantern power is probably my least favorite because holy crap, even as a controller, even with controller gear and dominance and all that good stuff, the crowd control of Green Lantern not really good. What's your CR, Johnny Storm? And there's not much in terms of helping. Sadly, in order to increase your CR, you have to increase the quality of your gear, so you have to get better gear. And at this point, well, at some point, it pretty much means playing end game content to get the currency you need to be able to get the gear you need. Sorry, just checking, make sure I'm not typing in the code twice. There's some apps. Shadow Lady did mention some apps that you could use on PlayStation to be able to type in the codes faster. I guess another option would be to use a keyboard on PlayStation. Why does your Red Lantern look so much better on my screen? Not sure. Could be because I have high definition screen. I don't know. And it's not even. I have also a 5K TV or 4K TV, but it's not this one. So that's not it. Yeah, all I can think of is maybe because I have a high def. I don't know, high definition TV. That's all I can think of. Steven Cabrera, I wish all servers would merge. Oh yeah, people have been asking for that for quite a while. Sadly, it would might cause some lag or what's the expression? Rubber banding issues for some people, depending on where the servers actually would be. Like if the servers are in the US, then people in EU would probably have a bit of lag, if not extra lag. Sorry, blackout if the codes aren't working for you. Demonetized 461. Yeah, you're pretty much close to end game. There's no miracle at this point. You have to play the end game content, gather your marks or your currency, and then you will be able to upgrade your gear. For that, come by tomorrow. Tomorrow at live at 5, we will play the latest content. And if we can, after that, we'll probably play something else. Psycho the Insane, from what I understand, you don't need to put in the dash. You don't even need to put it all caps. But it's what people were telling us last week and the week before. So I cannot. I didn't do it myself, so I can't confirm that. For the artifacts, no miracle. You have to gather your ant metal slowly but surely. Then you have to farm for source marks to purchase your catalyst. And then you have to upgrade your artifact. So you have to upgrade your artifact and then break through at the various steps. And it takes a while. I didn't do the math myself, but some people says that it takes about 6 months without the purchasing. Like if you don't purchase any ant metal from the marketplace, if you don't purchase anything from the marketplace, people have guesstimated that it takes roughly 6 months to get your artifacts from rank 1 to rank 200. What I would strongly suggest, I don't know if you are a new player or if you're an old player, but let's assume you are a new player. I would suggest that start upgrading your artifacts. Don't try to upgrade one artifact to rank 200, then the next artifact to rank 200, and then the third artifact to rank 200, because it'll take you forever to get the third one to rank 200. What I would suggest is rank up your three artifacts to rank, let's say, 80, then rank up one to rank 120, then rank up the other one to rank 120, rank up the other one to rank 120, and then by steps of 20 rank each, rank them up. And then towards the end, of course, it will take you a while to be able to get them up to rank from let's say 140 to 200. That will take you a while, and that will take you a while to do it 3 times. But if you do it step by step, at least you will have an artifact that's at least rank 120, 140 relatively quickly enough. Psycho the Insane, I'm sure it's invalid 1 second after you put them if someone else used it before you. It could be invalid 1 second. It doesn't matter if it's 5 seconds or 1 second. If someone used it before, it'll be invalid half a second before you put it in. Well, I know, Psycho. That's why I'm not forcing membership. That's why we're doing this, because otherwise I would have to either have you be a member or I would have you to need you to subscribe on X or something like that. As far as I can tell, X is free. So let's assume I decide, okay, you guys create an account on X and I'll give the codes on X. Would you guys like to do that? Is that how you would that be a solution to doing it this way? Or would that be an alternative to doing it this way? How can it be invalid that quickly? Because someone else typed in it before you. It's that simple. As Argon agreed, 120 is better than 0. Oh, Dark Joker, would you put this code? I'm not surprised if it took you 10 tries. There's a lot of you guys competing Psycho. So, of course, it took more than 1 try. So, if you go to the marketplace, if you go to redeem claim, enter a code, that's where you can put the code. And then you'll get a Mearcian Flame Cape. You'll get 5 Proto Bank Bots and 5 R&D scanners. If people are using bots, nothing I can do about that. So the other alternative would be go create an account on X, and I give the codes individually to people on X. Would that be a better option? I'm not allowing anything, Psycho. I have no way to stop bots. Oh, you're welcome, Fred. The code gives a Mearcian Flame Cape. Basically, you get a box that allows you to choose one of 8 different capes. Here, this is the cool Mearcian Cape. And also, you get 5 Proto Bank Bots, 5 R&D scanners. The alternative, Psycho, to be fair to everyone, would be not to give codes. Maybe I should do that. Should I do that, Psycho? Let me know. If you don't want to go to work tomorrow, I understand. Sadly, I have bad news. I don't think the asteroid will hit tonight, but maybe tomorrow if you're lucky. Hello, Ragnar for life. Gamerx, Andy, he says he's on PS4, got a code. There's not a lot of alternative. Either I give the codes this way, either I tell you guys subscribe to X, and on X I'll give you a code individually. And even then, I don't think I would have enough codes for all of you guys. At this point, there's 35, almost 35,000 of you guys out there. I cannot get 35,000 codes. So let's assume everyone would decide to subscribe to X, then we would have another problem. I wouldn't be able to give codes to everyone. So the only way to really be fair to everyone would be not to give codes anymore. Which is pretty much why I stopped doing giveaways at some point. Because sadly, it made a couple of people happy, but made a lot of people not happy. So it wasn't worth it.
All systems are go.
You're welcome, Eddie. I wouldn't mind. It would be nice to enter a raffle, Psycho, but I give out hundreds of codes. Do you think we can do a raffle and give 100 numbers to people and then give them individually hundreds of codes? Thank you, Mega Quest 2, Mega Quest 3. I don't know why I said 2. I saw clearly it was 3, but my tongue had a mind of its own. Tom Milsom, yes, the codes are available on Twitch, on Switch. Sorry about that. Decimo 4, if what you says is true, we'll see. We'll see about that later. The thing is, Gamer Andy, I don't have 50 codes. I have like we gave in total, we're gonna give about 800 codes. Ted Kloberlang, I don't think so. From what I understand, you don't have to put in the dash. You don't have to. Doesn't matter if it's caps, but I could be wrong. I didn't use the code myself, but some of the people told us. Oh, here we see our friend Psycho says no dash needed. Codes are not case sensitive. So there you go. DD says ask how often do you play DCUO? Pretty often. You could say every day, but well, sometimes I don't. I'll skip some days for reasons. Maybe I'm tired that day. Maybe I had a busy day doing something else. Maybe there's a point in time where I was sick for a couple of weeks, so I didn't know. I did not really play during that time. I pretty much missed out the entire Wonder Woman Day event and Halloween and half of the Halloween seasonal because of that. When we hit 30, can we give our box to remain? Uh, I don't know. I'm not sure which box you're talking about. If you're talking about the cape, uh, I assume the cape is account bound, so I would say yes. But truth is, I did not use the code myself, so I did not open the box myself. You can probably unlock the cape using replay badges, but I think it costs like 350 replay badges. So yes, it is for one character only. Which I guess now you understand why people are probably grabbing more than one code. So you probably understand why it is challenging to get one code. If everyone tries to grab the code twice, three times, then yes, it makes it even more difficult to get the code. Uh, A2 Wesley, he says to Ragnar that you have to open the box and then put the rewards in the shared bank. So Wesley does tell us that you can share the cape to your other characters. And I'm pretty sure you can use a replay badges afterwards to unlock the style if you want to have it on more than one character. Ah, poor Squalls, evil YouTube did not notify you. Yeah, it happens. Odds are in a week, YouTube will notify me that this video exists. MetaQuest 3, I'm on PC, all codes work. It should work on PC, it should work on the US, it should work on the EU, it should work everywhere. But these are single use codes. You have to be the first to grab the code. It's sad, but that's how it is. Brandon G, random question: where can I find regular jeans? Honestly, I have no idea. I would have to look it up. Uh, I have them on my character, but I've had them for so long. I can't recall where they come from. Sorry. You're welcome, Extreme Charisma. You're welcome, MetaQuest. Um, I think the genes come from character creation, but I would have to look it up to be sure. A quick question from Extreme Charisma. Oh, Tom Wilson, do you have tunes on Switch? No, I have the characters on the PC and on PlayStation 5. That's it. Or on the test server as well. Sorry. My pants are on fire right now. Extreme Charisma, quick question. What happened to the experiment in serum powers and how long it remains scrapped? They got rid of the power. I think around the time we got the water power. And they probably got rid of that because it didn't seem like a good idea to have basically a power based on drugs. Heck, the very first time we see Venom the Venom drug in the DC universe. It's in a storyline about with Batman about him getting addicted to Venom and how drugs are bad for you. So it was a bit puzzling. I understand that the game is rated teen, but it still was a bit puzzling to see them create a power pretty much around drugs and around a drug that's supposed to be addictive like Venom. Though Shad DTW, yeah, you can claim more than one codes. Ideally, I would ask you guys not to claim 1,000 codes. If you claim 2 or 3 codes, that's fine, but try to leave some codes for everyone else if you can. Wesley, they come from the Watchtower if you didn't pick them from character creation. Oh, yes, yes. With the Watchtower, at the bottom of the Watchtower, there's a whole bunch of vendors. So that I'm pretty sure that's what Wesley's talking about. Oh, Evil Chat jumped on me. I could have sworn I saw. Oh, DD, so do you play with viewers? Yes, on Friday we have live at 5, which reminds me, so tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will log in right here and we will play some missions from the latest DLC. MetaQuest 3, just to know what this code gives, it gives the Mearcian Flame Cape. There's 8 different capes. So you got a box where you can choose one of the 8 capes. You can see here the cool Mearcian cape that my character is using. And you can also get 5 Proto Bank Bots and 5 R&D scanners. Gamer X, I'm going to get some dinner. Good luck, everyone. Well, have a good dinner, Gamer X. Extreme Charisma, what about the Blue Lantern power set? There's no Blue Lantern power set. Sadly, our friend Al Rivera was teasing an upcoming Blue Lantern NPC, and he was so excited about his NPC that he did his whole bit with the ring at the end of the video, and somehow it never occurred to him that people would think that it would be a new Blue Lantern power. And sadly, on the forums, when we tried to tell people that no, there's not going to be a new power, he's probably teasing something else. People were saying that there's no way he was teasing something else. It had to be a new power, something that important. The way he teased it, it had to be it. And in the end, it wasn't. It's just that they made a new Blue Lantern NPC. They were very happy about it, and they decided to tease it. So sadly, for about a week, we had to tell people, no, there's no new powers, and people will say, yes, 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 he did that tease. It means there's a new power coming up. So what can you do? Well, there's a lot of you guys out there, so yeah, it could be that some people are being greedy, but you're competing with 60 other people to be able to get the codes. So it's a mixture of, yeah, maybe some people are being greedy, but there's a lot of you guys out there competing for the same code. So you're competing against a lot of people. Extreme Charisma, wait, you mean we're not going to try the experimental serum power set? Nah, that was scrapped quite some time ago. So it's not coming back. Steven Cabrera, I think NPC looked cool, but yeah, there was a bit of miscommunication there. A bit of miscommunication, also a bit of not understanding the player base at all. You have to remember that Hal hasn't been there for all that long. He's been there for 6 months, maybe a bit more. So obviously he doesn't know. He probably doesn't know or understand the DCUO player base all that much. Also, he wasn't there years after years after years when people were asking and asking for a Blue Lantern power. So he probably doesn't understand how much people have been asking for new power and how much people have been specifically asking for a new Blue Lantern power. Um, for avoid asking where we can use the code, so if you go to the marketplace, if you go to rename claim, you can enter the code here and claim your item here. The code will give you one of 8 Mearcian Flame Cape. So you'll get a box where you can choose which cape you want, and you will get 5 Proto Bank Bots and 5 R&D scanners. MetaQuest 3, can you share the code? Oh, I just said what it gives. Sorry, Buddha, if we're not able to get the code, nothing I can do about that at this point. Extreme Charisma, everyone still wants new power set, even me. Oh, me too. We all want new power set. Sadly, we've pretty much known for some time that they were not going to work on more powers at this time. Uh, Now, why don't they just say, okay, guys, there's not going to be any more powers ever, because they want people to come back and play the game. And who knows, maybe next year, in 5 years, maybe they'll manage to find a way to give us new powers that kind of makes sense for them. Maybe they'll give us new powers, but we'll have to pay $50 for those new powers. I don't know. So it could be that later down the line, maybe we'll get some new powers, but there might be I don't know, new powers might be priority number 53. So yeah, they have 52 other priorities before they can even think about the new powers. I don't know. But from what we know, it doesn't seem likely. Decimo 4, yes, it is a code that gives the Mearcian Cape. Sorry, I lost where I was at in the codes. Okay, there we go. Rich the Fox, I think people are copying and pasting the codes. Could be, could be. Although I was told that people could not do that, but apparently there's some apps you can use in order to be able to do that. So I don't know. Tom Wilson, I'd love a Black Lantern or Shadow Power set for my Toon Voidant. Oh yeah, Black Lantern Power would be cool. Extreme Charisma, I strongly doubt that the Experimental Power would come back, even assuming that they would decide to to create new powers or to bring back new powers. That wouldn't be one of them. Um, Again, making a power based around drugs, even for a rated teen game, that's not gonna work. Maybe if it was rated mature and uber violent, but other than that, I wouldn't expect that. Decimo 4, glad you like the cape. From what I understand, you don't have to put in the dash. You don't have to. Sorry, I'm just. You don't have to put in all caps. So it can be lower caps, no dash, and it'll work from what we were told, or from what people told us in the chat, I should say. Sorry, I lost track where I was with the codes. So we're about a bit more than halfway through for the codes, but there's still more coming up. So if you were not able to get a code just yet, there's still about 100 something codes left. Oh, Extreme, I'm sure you'd love to get the code, the serum for your Venom character. Again, I could be mistaken. Maybe they are working on the code and I just don't know about it. But it would really surprise me if they did that. DD, so do you play any other games? Oh yeah, I played not too long ago. I played Marvel Rivals. I played. I started Dragon Age: The Veilguard, but I didn't touch it in a while, so I'm gonna have to try to get back to that. But way back when I played Dungeon and Dragons Online, Lord of the Rings Online. I tried Rift Online, Terra Online, and more. A whole bunch of other games. I usually enjoy role playing games, so I loved the first two Baldur's Gate. I loved Icewind Dale 2, Planescape Torment. These kind of games I really really enjoyed. But I didn't like Baldur's Gate 3 very much though. Uh, although one of the reasons is that there was a lot of issues when I tried to play it. Extreme Charisma, what powers does Brother Blood have? Honestly, I have no idea. I saw the characters many times in the Teen Titans, and I couldn't even begin to tell you what his powers are. I know that he seems to, I don't know, bathe in blood to regenerate himself or something, but I couldn't even begin to tell you what his powers are. And in the grand scheme, I don't think it really mattered. The whole point of Brother Blood is that he was this the head of this evil church. And I'm not sure if it was linked to Trigon at first or if it's something they did later on, but eventually it's pretty much the head of the Church of Trigon or something like that. But so for his powers, I guess they gave him whatever powers he needed at the time for the story. But I couldn't even begin to tell you what his actual powers are. I would have to look it up. I did purchase the omnibus of Who's Who in the DC universe, so I guess I would have to look it up in there to be able to give you a proper answer. Yeah, you have to be quick on the draw for the codes. Sadly, it's whoever can get it first. I wish it was a code like Face Your Fear, where everyone would get a code, but sadly, it's not like that. Does he? Is it really just that simple? He uses blood magic? Okay, you're probably right. Makes sense. T Flight says if somebody already managed to get a code, at least consider other people and let them get a chance. I couldn't say it better myself. Extreme Charisma, I wish DCUO would make new powers this year or beyond. Sadly, right now they struggle just to create the new content we need to be able to play the game. We saw that with the latest DLC. We saw that even before, but the latest DLC pretty much confirmed that. Seeing how they had to pretty much reuse the same mission three times for the solo, for the raid, and for the alert. They also had to reuse the Black Adam raid to be able to give us two raids. So it doesn't seem likely that they could even do that. Although, who knows? It could be they could have a completely different separate team that works only on powers. It could be. Oh, Dark Joker, good point. I made a video way back when about some of the older DCO codes. At some point, you could, like as I mentioned, at some point you had the codes like Face Your Fear or Seize the Throne or probably something else I forget. Sadly, those codes no longer work. It's sad, but what can you do? DD, do you think DC will ever bring the shaded comic back? Probably, if they do bring it back, they'll probably do something not unlike what they did before. Like you'll probably have to buy like 20 booster bundle, and then you would get the cape. But the truth is, we don't really know. Even when we got it before, we didn't know that we were going to get it again. It was sort of sold to us as it was going to be an exclusive item, and it was never going to come back or something like that. They were trying to capitalize on the fear of missing out at the time, but it did come back in various booster bundle. So it might come back again. We don't know. What was it called? The shaded comic chroma material or when phase 10? I think. Yeah, we're in phase 10 right now. I switched to this phase because at the time there didn't seem to be that many people in this phase. So here we are. Calix is asking, is the game worth trying out for the first time? Absolutely. If you never played DCUO before, you will have a lot of content ahead of you. And right now would be a good time to create a new character. If you didn't start the game just yet, create a new character today, and you will get some nice rewards once you reach level 30. And then afterwards, you have literally like even assuming that suddenly there's some content where it's challenging to be able to get a group to play some of the group content. But there are more than enough. If you go to the on-duty menu to custom play, like all these missions are solo missions, so there is a lot of solo content. Not to mention also in the various open worlds, there's a whole bunch of open worlds that we have in DCUO, and there are solo missions in those open worlds as well. Not to mention also the duos. Like the duos, it shouldn't be too difficult to find one other person to play those duos or to just curve for the duos. So again, there's a lot of duos out there. So even if somehow you don't manage to play any of the group content, which would surprise me because you can do that through the omnibus, but there's quite enough content that if you never did play the game, you'll have a lot of new stuff just for you. I was just wondering what the unreleased power is called. Uh, I'm not sure if it was called Venom or it probably wasn't called Venom, but it was based around the Venom that Bane uses. It was Serum or something like that. Jonathan Hernandez, can I join your group? Then do raids. We're not doing raids tonight. Tonight we're giving codes. That's what we're here for. Do you think they would make you a character in game? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that'll ever happen. Might be cool, but nah, it probably won't happen. It probably would be a legal nightmare for their legal team, or from a copyright point of view, or something like that. So I strongly doubt that would happen. And right now, there seems to be. Thank you, Didi. But right now, they seems to be focused into doing their own characters, their own stuff. So I kind of doubt they would want to create a multiverse character. Oh, Jonathan Hernandez, what kind of codes are you giving? These codes are for the Mearcian Flame Cape. Basically, you get a box where you can choose one of 8 cape, and you get 5 R&D scanners, 5 Proto Bank Bot. And if you're wondering where can you put the code, you go to the marketplace, you go to the redeem claim, and you enter the code right here. Sadly, these are single-use codes, so whoever uses the codes first gets the reward. So you have to be quick on the draw. If people are faster than you, nothing you can do about that. You're welcome, Jonathan. It would be cool, but I doubt it'll happen. What happens if you made a character but you didn't hit level 30 yet? Does it still count? No, you had to create a character today in order to be able to get the box for the rewards, and you have roughly 1 month to reach level 30 with that character to get the reward. There are people who did that earlier today. Like if you put a group together, from what I understand, it takes roughly 3 hours to be able to reach level 30 and to complete the entire storyline. Now I didn't do that because I was planning to make a walkthrough way back when. A lot of you guys were asking if I could make some more walkthroughs. And also I came to realize that I never made a walkthrough with the Flash, the fastest man alive. So that's what I started doing today. So I'd done that with my Firestorm character way back when. Took me roughly 12 hours to go from level 1 to level 30. And I did that in one day. Basically, I started live streaming early in the day. And by the end of the day, after supper or during the evening, we were level 30 and had completed the main quest. Sorry, iPhone 5. Sadly, you have to be quick on the draw. And it seems that some people are quicker than others. And right now, there's still 50 of you guys out there. So sadly, you're competing with 49 other guys for the codes. So odds are one of those 40 is a bit faster on the draw than you are. And in total, we had 400 people. I know some of you guys thought that at 50 guys, there should be more than enough codes for everyone. The 50 guys we have 50 people right now, but in total, we had 400 people. So even then, there was no way for everyone to get a code. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there's 40 people, 47 people right now. But overall, there's 400 of you guys who logged in and left. So there's actually less codes than people. Joe OTF, should I play DC again? Absolutely. Ultimately, it depends. Why did you stop? Why did you stop playing? But even then, I would say absolutely. But if you tell us you stopped playing for whatever reason, maybe that reason is still a good reason. So you have to tell us why did you stop playing. But other than that, yeah, I would say absolutely. You're welcome, Canary Grimes. Jacob said I got banned, lost a grind of 12 years. I would never start over. Sorry about that, Jacob. I understand. I wouldn't start over either. But usually I'll mention that with, very often people will ask, we should have a DC Universe Online 2. And sadly, if we ever got a DC Universe Online 2 and we would have to start from scratch, I would not be a happy guy. The only way I would play a DC Universe Online 2 is if we can import everything we have into DC Universe Online 2. Already when they had Destiny and then Destiny 2, and we lost pretty much everything we had from Destiny because we started from scratch in Destiny 2. I tried to play Destiny 2, but after a while, the idea of grinding again to try to get the legendary items I used to have, at some point I just couldn't do it. And I don't think I would be able to do it with DC Universe Online 2 as well. At this point, I have. Let's take a quick look because we can. Like just for the chest styles alone, like I have 66 pages of chest styles. So just the idea of having to grind again to be able to get all those styles, holy crap! Not to mention also like some of the back. Where is it? Where is it? Not to mention also like some of the styles like the Ultra Kryptonian Cape. Like some of the styles like the Ultra Kryptonian Cape. I had to buy this 100 million on broker way back when, and I had to buy it 3 times for 3 different characters. The idea of having to farm again and play the broker again, and I would I don't think I would be able to do that. T Flight, I think the rewards they're giving for people to make a whole character to level 30 is lame. At least give us rewards worth our time. These are the rewards they decided to give us. What can you do? So either you play the event or you don't. You have to make a choice. As our friend the architect would say, the problem is choice. So you have to make a choice. Either you choose that the rewards are not worth it and you don't play the event, or you choose that the rewards are worth it and you do play the event. Jacob Carther, I feel like if you are able to appeal your case, they should actually review the case instead of saying sorry, wish you the best. It depends why people were banned. I don't know why they're banning people. Maybe they have a good reason. Maybe they don't have a good reason. Sometimes sadly you have to do it. I used to work way back when on a mission, and there were times where we had to ban certain people because they would just cause trouble. Thank you, DD. Yeah, the Spider-Man character was pretty cool. Where'd he go? Oh, oh, there he is. Oh, he became Doctor Doom now. I'm all confused now. Jacob, that message was the biggest middle finger ever after 12 years of supporting the game. Oh, I'm sure it must have stung. I'm sure it must have been not a happy day. I have no doubt about that. I don't know if you could appeal now that it's pretty much a new dev team. You cannot use the CR skip for the new event if that's what you're asking. It does mention it in the I forget the description for the box. I think you have to level up your character from level 1 to level 30. From what I understand, you can skip the opening mission, but you cannot skip to level 25, and you certainly cannot skip to level 420. So you have to play the you have to reach level 30, and you also have to play the main missions all the way up to level 30. So yeah, as T Flight says, you have to do it the legit way. There's no escaping it at this point. Jacob Carther, see, I get that, but just because you get a hunch that I may get reported again, that's why I got banned. I was suspended because people get in their feelings about losing a duel. I saw that very often. Basically, at some point, whenever you would win a duel, you would be accused of being a hacker. It's sad, but at some point, people could not lose a duel, and if they did, it's because you were a hacker. I've seen that quite a lot. So now, what do they do to verify that? I don't know. I hope they have some tools that can tell them if the complaints are legit or not, as opposed to just someone making a call or a decision. But the truth is, I don't know. Jacob says so. The suspension was because people was just being petty about just saying I'm gonna report you, and the devs were just going along with these reports. Well, again, we have a new crop of devs at this point, so you could try to plead your case to those new devs. Pretty much all I can suggest at this point. Either that, or so like you move on to Throne and Liberty or some other game. Marvel Rivals, maybe. But from what I understand, Marvel Rivals do ban people also, so it happens. There's 50 people watching right now, but there's 442 people in total that watched the stream. So yes, right now you're competing against 54 people, but in total, you actually did compete with 443 people. T Flight, from what I understand, it doesn't matter if you put in the code exactly as it is. It doesn't have to be all caps. It doesn't have to have the bars. But you have to be faster than everyone else, which is the challenging part. No, for Black Bible, from what I understand, you don't have to put the minuses. You don't even have to put the all caps. It is hard, Igor. You're competing against a lot of other people. Sadly, competition is rough. The dude, can you use replay coins during the ultimate recruitment? I'm not sure what you would use replay for because you have to play the main mission. So do you want to replay some of the missions? Like I'm not sure why you would want to use replay badges other than maybe unlocking styles. But if you're planning to replay certain missions, it doesn't really matter because you have to play until level 30 and you have to play the whole main mission. So I'm not sure exactly which mission you would want to replay, assuming that's what you want to do. DD, what is the best ally to use? Crypto. Crypto is the best single target ally that does damage, and it costs nothing to upgrade him to rank 5. So, yeah, I would say Crypto. Oh, yeah, the dude, you can unlock your style fine. Let's see. Wrong character. I wanted to check the box, but just realized that it's in my Flash character inventory. So it depends on the power. It depends on a lot of things. But Crypto is the best single target ally we have, and it costs nothing to upgrade. So it kind of hard to beat that. Yeah, John, exactly. Crypto is so cheap that you can get him for a whole bunch of your characters if you want to. Because sadly, upgrading an ally to rank 10, if you want to get the legendary allies, it'll take a while. Especially if you have a lot of characters like I do. Sorry about that. Let's take a quick look at the allies. Like Crypto's a rank 5 ally, so you can get him to max rank very, very quickly. Batman Who Laughs is a good one. Yeah, Superman, Wonder Woman. Aquaman, I'm probably the only one who don't like him. And Andy is asking, what are the codes for? The codes are for the Mearcian Flame Cape.
You, the most valuable member of the House of Zod.
You can get a box where you can choose one of 8 Mearcian Capes. And also get 5 Proto Bank Bots and 5 R&D scanners. John says the only legendary tunes I use, Superman, Shazam, and Batman Who Laughs. Yeah, good choices. But it depends on your role. Like I can understand Superman if you play as a tank. Yeah, the shield ability. Yeah, you want to use that. Batman Who Laughs is pretty much for all roles, but it is also random. Like there's people who don't like to get random buffs or random abilities. They prefer something that gives them a very specific ability. So if you don't like random stuff, Yeah, you may not want to use the Batman who laughs. But yeah, Shazam for his passive, absolutely. Oh, we're in the last stretch, or are we? Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, in it, where do you type the codes? You have to go to the marketplace. You have to go to redeem claim, and you type in the code right there. Someone says Oracle is cheap for passing power regen, not as good as Cyborg. Yeah, Cyborg is a bit better. Ideally, you want to go for a Cyborg, but yeah, if what you want is something cheap, go for Oracle. Absolutely. The transformation card is something that's used by a lot of people. So yeah, I suppose can go wrong there. Oh, that's all right. Your random tip is fine. If it helps someone, no problemo. Rich the Fox, question: is the vault still in game or no? Not really. It does come back for Halloween. It does come back for some of the seasonal, but other than Halloween, I can't recall exactly which one it comes back from. Halloween, the Christmas seasonal, I think maybe. The reason why I'm not sure is that it does come back for certain seasonal do have the vault, certain seasonal do not have the vault. So they're supposed to have added one slot per for the character. So now I know that I did have one extra slot, but there are some people I think who had issues earlier today. For some reason, they did not get the slot. But now you should have an extra slot. I think maybe. But yeah, technically the vault was replaced. It was removed when we got the daily rewards, and a lot of the rewards were added to the Doctor Fate vendor. So if you're looking for rewards from the vault, go see your friend Doctor Fate in the House of Legends, and that is where you will be able to get some of the rewards. Any good material for Flash? The reverse speed force is pretty darn good. I know it's counterintuitive. It should be for the evil reverse flash, but it's actually a red material with some lightning effects. So reverse speed force, pretty darn good material. I kind of like to use the red metallic material, seeing how like Flash has a red costume, and the red metallic material looks pretty awesome. So I kind of like to use that one. But then afterwards, I don't know. There's quite a few red materials. I kind of like the shaded comic. The shaded comic is a great option for a lot of things. Problem is it's almost impossible to get at this point. And if they do add it to the game, it'll probably be expensive. Like you'll probably have to buy like 20 booster bundle in order to be able to get it. But yeah, there's a bunch of cool material you can use with your Flash character. Ironically enough, the sparking material that should be made for the Flash power, that one actually would be cool for the evil Professor Zoom, the Reverse Flash. Is Shaded Comics on the broker right now? I kind of doubt it. But you know what? Let's go find out. It's not impossible. It could be that somebody decided to put it on the broker for like 999 billions, but I kind of doubt it. And sometimes people will try to pull a trick where they'll put something that has a similar name to fool people. Nah, it's not there. Nah, I would have been surprised to see it there, unless if you play on another server, then maybe. Maybe you play on Switch, maybe you play on Xbox, and the material is there. But obviously, as you saw, it's not on PlayStation, on US PlayStation or PC. Always checking everything. Yeah, the codes sadly are single use. So once somebody used the code, it cannot be used anymore. So that's why I give a lot of them, hoping that everyone will be able to get a code. And there's been over 500 of you guys tonight. Like right now, right now you're competing against 44 other people. But in total, there's been over 500 people tonight. So I know that it seems like everyone should have been able to get a code. Sadly, there's a lot of you guys at this point. Like, you have to understand there's over 34. How many subscribers do we have? We're going towards the 34,000 subscribers. So that's a lot of subscribers. And if all of them try to get a code, then we'll be in trouble. Sorry, iPhone. Hopefully you can get this one. Hello, Jason. You didn't miss much. Just giving out some codes. Earlier today, I played with my Flash character with the recruitment event. So if you guys want to see that after this live stream, I could look. You could look it up. That's all right, John. If you don't want to be greedy, that's good. The easier approach is getting it from the broker if you didn't get the code. I don't know if the Burkian Cape is still on the broker. It did ask if I claim one, is it possible to claim another one or not? Now you can claim another one. Now there's 8 different capes, so I can understand if some of you guys want to have 2, 3, 4 boxes. Hopefully, once you get a couple of them boxes, uh, let other people maybe try to get a code. But at the end of the day, whoever is fastest to get the code is going to get a code. DD asks, how do you get the void material? At this point, you pretty much have to bite the bullet, and you have to buy it from our friend Booster Gold. It's there's pretty much no other real alternative. Yes, you can try to hope to get lucky and maybe get the collections on the broker, or the cape itself on the or the material itself on the broker. Sadly, the odds of that happening, I don't think are very good. So you may have to just bite the bullet, gather your quarks, and purchase it from Booster Gold. Although once in a while we do get a sale on the Booster Gold vendor. Sometimes the items are 20% off, which means basically you're going to save 1,000 quarks. So instead of spending 5,000 quarks, you'll be able to get the material for 4,000 quarks. Yes, it's a lot of quarks, but you can see it as saving 1,000 quarks if you wait for a sale. There's a fake material like the Void in the Anti-Monitor event. Forget what it's called, but they do the same thing. I'm not sure about that. Can you remember the name of the material? There are some materials that are similar, but for the void material, there's the bioluminescent material that can sort of kind of look like the void a little bit, but there's a texture and some animation into the other one. But if you put it certain colors, it may look almost like a void material. Nah, the bleed material is nothing like the void. Let me show you. Let's take a quick look at the bleed. Bleed. Like if you put it black, I could see why you might think it's like the void material. But like it's the same material. It's the bleeding material everywhere. And nah, it doesn't. If you put colors, it doesn't look like the void. There's also the bioluminescent material. Let's go see. Luckily, I have them all, so we can see them all, or almost. I'm probably missing a couple of materials. Like, yeah, if you put it black, it kind of sort of looks like the void if you put the void black. But look where the red is. There's some textures into the red and some animation that you don't have with the void. So, yeah, from afar, I guess it could kind of sort of look like it, but not exactly. Oh, Temptation went through that before. It's whoever can get the code faster gets the reward. Sadly, you're competing against a lot of other players, and whoever gets the code first gets the cape. The biomaterial comes from the I forget. It comes from one of the time capsule. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. We're almost done with the codes here. What's the best material you like the most? At some point, I would have told you the void, then the cosmic, but the bright cosmic is pretty much my favorite right now. There's also the metallic chrome materials. I loved those materials. I wasn't really I wasn't really buying a booster bundle at the time. I tried booster bundle with the cosmic material, did not get the material, and then I had to play the broker game to get the material. And I was a bit unhappy with myself for basically opening I think 10 booster bundle and not getting the material. But then when we got the metallic chrome material, I loved those materials. And sadly, there are six of them materials. So I had to try to get the rare box, 6 times. Sadly, I was a foolish fool. I opened a whole bunch of booster bundle, only got one of the boxes. And again, once more, I had to roll my sleeves and I had to play the broker game. Any good materials for Batman? Absolutely. It depends on which Batman you want to create. Like if you use the stealth material, you can create the Batman from 1989 with the rubber suit. Other than that, you could use the detective material if you want a classic Batman, like the blue and gray costume. And of course, we're talking about the void material. With the void material, you can get some really black cowl and cape for our friend the Batman. Yeah, there's still neon for Cyborg Superman. Well, yeah, that works well. At this point, we have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to material. And there's quite a few of those materials that we can get simply from vendors in the Watchtower. So yes, some material are very challenging to get and very expensive, but there's some materials you can get some pretty cool materials from some of the vendors. But of course, if you're looking for one very specific material, then yeah, you have sometimes you have to either play the broker or you have to try to get lucky with booster bundles or stuff like that. Or you have to buy the bullet and buy the material you want from Booster Gold. What do the capes look like? Do I still have? I have a material. Let's remove the material. So this here is the cool Mearcian cape. There's 8 different capes, and there's also a few different models. So like the gold looks like this one, but there's a few others that look quite different. John, I'm still kicking myself for getting a crazy rare material, but picked a style piece, looked at the broker, and I messed up. It happens. It happens. We all did that. Either that or I once sold I forget if it was a collection or a piece of gear that was worth like 100 million for $1 on a broker. Like it's 3 in the morning. You know you should be in bed, but you want to play the broker just a little bit more, and then you're so tired that you click on the wrong thing, or you don't read the thingy properly, and you end up putting your item that's worth 100 million for $1. And you can try to go to the mailbox and try to get the item back quick, quick, quick. Sadly, too late, too late. Someone got it before you could even think about canceling the sale and going to the mailbox. Somebody bought it. It happens. Nobody's chosen. Cape is a good option. Yeah, the white smoke for Batman. I could see that. Did they release any demon-looking skins yet? There is a demon-looking skin at Character Creation, and there's also a demon skin that they released some time ago. But I'm not sure if it doesn't really look demonic. It's just a bunch of tattoos. Here we have our friend John, a champion of Earth. So guys, this is going to be the last code for tonight. So there we go, right now. So guys, thanks to everyone who came to watch the stream. Thanks to all of you guys who came to chat in the chat with us. You guys are awesome. Tomorrow we will go live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow afternoon or around lunchtime, I'll probably play with my flash character at least a little bit, an hour or two, to try to progress a bit. We'll see how it works out. And tomorrow for live at 5, we are going to play some of the latest mission from the latest DLC. And if somehow we manage to play through all of that, we might go back and play some of the Harley Quinn missions. We might even go back all the way back and play some of the Brainiac return missions. We're gonna have to wait and see for that. So, guys, thank you for coming, for watching the stream tonight. Thank you for chatting with us tonight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. No. See, that's called a user error. It happens.